he kulumosihaj, duluensi alushi oquis, sakima on Lenapeok. Nululunda muhanau, elipaek, shakamaxan, ok Lenapehoking. Hello, I'm Curtis Zuniga. I'm an enrolled member of the Delaware Tribe of Indians, modern-day descendants of the original Lenape people, the people of this land, as I stand upon the ground at Shakamaxan, also known as Penn Treaty Park in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This is a very iconic place in the history of the United States and in the history of Lenape people. History is told from the perspective of the Europeans. I will tell the story through the eyes of the Lenape. The term Lenapehoking to me represents the homeland of my ancestors, my Lenape ancestors. Now that is a powerful geographic area, starting about in the foothills of the Catskills Mountains and the Hudson Valley of New York, Manhattan, New York City. You have two major waterways, the Delaware River and the Hudson River, all of New Jersey, eastern Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, and emptying out in the Delaware Bay. Our Lenape people never saw this land as property, which created the biggest conflict with the Europeans, who saw it as property, who saw it as conquest. Lenapehoking is a living, spiritual entity. It is our relative, and it is our obligation to take care of it. So when I am here in Lenapehoking, whether it's just one spot where my feet meet the ground, or as I open up my conscience to the enormity of Lenapehoking, I feel the spirit of the ancestors through the land, through the water, all the way down to the bones of the ancestors that are buried beneath the surface of the soil. And that brings healing and wellness to me. The Treaty of Shakamaxan was an agreement that allowed for a peaceful co-occupancy of the lands around what's now Philadelphia. That agreement was made in good faith, and it was based on William Penn's personality, his presence, and his espousing of Quaker ideals. That appealed to the Lenape chiefs led by Tamanan. However, when the agreements were not completely fulfilled, when payment was not made, and when William Penn was having financial difficulties, he returned to England, left power in the hands of his sons. And they devised a plan over a period of a couple of decades to ultimately steal that land, and led to their forced removal.
Welcome to Indigenous Peoples Day, Philadelphia. I'm Peg Tawash Day. Greetings, everyone. This annual event provides space for different Indigenous communities in the city to shed light on the history and strength of our people from 530 years of resistance.
The current Mapping Lenapehoking project is informed from an indigenous perspective. And that's what I'm hoping to do, is to bring that awareness, to return that traditional knowledge, and understand that spiritual relationship so that we can come back to our homeland, take our rightful place here in Lenapehoking, and sit at the table of power voicing traditional knowledge on behalf of the ancestors, but fulfilling the obligation to take care of future generations. That is the Lenapehoking that I'm hoping for and I want to be a part of.